Taught a workshop the other day. One of my favorite workshops, by the way. Do more by doing less. Obviously, the whole concept is about how to get the things done during the day that you want to get done while ignoring the things that aren't making you money, aren't making you happy, and aren't pushing you forward. Not to mention to batch, automate, and delegate the rest of it. In the workshop, I asked people out of the beginning two quick questions. First and foremost, what would you do if you had an extra day every week, a 4-day work week? And then, how would what would your ideal schedule look like? So I got a variety of answers. What would you do with that extra day? Well, a lot of people just said, they would do nothing. They would recharge. A couple of folks said they would go reading or hiking and then do some reading. Uh, Several said I'd spend more time with family, friends, maybe get caught up on some stuff around the house. Had one that said that she would actually use that extra day to work a little bit more because she is a content creator for everyone else but herself. And the Cobbler's Kids has no shoes. She'd like to fix that. And all of them lit up when I asked that question. Then I even asked, what would your ideal schedule look like? And so many said they would like to work only Monday through Thursday. Several said maybe work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Some said I'd like to work those 4 days a week. And then even then hours like 6 to 12, but just get it all done when you had the most energy and enjoy the rest of the day doing things that make you happy and make you realize that's why you jumped into entrepreneurship or some type of self-employment to begin with. Everybody was on the same page, fired up. This is what we want to do. Great. So then we start going through the actual workshop, the work itself. And we talk about ways to save time with your phone, ways to save time by batching, ways to save time by delegating. And you can see people start to cringe and tighten up. Got to one particular point where I say, don't attend meetings, or at least don't attend meetings that you don't call, that don't have an agenda, that don't move the ball forward. One lady kind of cringed, said, well, I've been on this board forever. They really need me, or at least that's what they tell me. I dread going, but if I don't go, then I feel guilty. And then there's a couple of people on the board that will make me feel a little guiltier. It's just better off that I do go. It's just easy and just another thing to cut out of the way. I said, all right, let's go back to your original assessment. What does the perfect schedule look like? What would you do with that off time? We've already identified it. So that was the one that said you want to spend more time with her family. So, all right, well, those 3 hours, and I say 3 hours, it's a 1 hour meeting every single week, but there's driving to the meeting, driving away from the meeting, prepping for it, do the post work for it. And then the thought of recurrence in your mind of, well, if we do this, we should do that. And if the board does this, it's at least 3 hours. It's probably more like 5 or 6, but we'll dumb it down to 3. So, all right, let me give you a pretend scenario. What does going to that meeting do for you? Well, it relieves the pressure of somebody saying something to you later about not being there. And you do get some tiny sense of self-importance for actually having gone. That's what you gain. What do we lose? Well, in this case, 3 hours of your life. So let's look at that over the course of a year. That's 150 hours. How many weeks, how many months does that play into? Or better yet, what is your hourly rate worth? And in this particular case, her hourly rate's about $100 an hour. So let me ask, if I have a genie, so to speak, and that genie can come to you and say, hey, do you want me to get rid of this feeling of guilt or of concern of not serving on this board? Because you just say it's easier said than done. Yes, Genie, I want you to make it go away. All right, what do I have to give you in exchange? $300. You probably tell the genie, no, it's cool. It's not worth it. Or better yet, let's say you spent the 3 hours with your family. You did go hiking with your family. You did some meal prep. You went swimming. You just enjoyed your time together, and it's a core memory. The genie said, no, I don't want your $300. I want that taken away from you. You wouldn't make that trade. What if you spent that 3 hours bringing in a new client that was worth a couple grand? Now, would you trade $2,000 to get rid of that feeling? What if you used that 3 hours to create a standard operating procedure, a set of instructions that you could outsource to somebody else that took away 3 hours of work every week? That's 150 hours a year. That's $15,000. What if the genie offered, hey, to go to this one meeting, this one week that you didn't want to go to. It just cost you $15,000. Now, those all seem like hypotheticals. None are hypotheticals, all are real. When we frame it that way and we look at it correctly, not in a hypothetical way, but the real life version of it, we can start making better decisions on how to spend our time. And this for this particular lady, I believe she's going to be rolling off aboard here very soon.